Um, this is a very short and sweet Lindsey Williams update. But first, I'd like to bring you the following message. Sponsored by JSnip4 and his wife. If you have friends and they say, oh hey, can you watch my kid for such and such tomorrow, whatever, and you say, yeah, no problem, you may want to just start automatically asking, by the way, we'll watch your kid, but are they sick at all? Do they show any signs of being sick? Yes? Yeah, we really don't want to watch them. That's how it needs to go. Because the way it shouldn't go is, oh hey, I'm 15 minutes away, I should be there in 15 minutes to drop my kid off. Okay. Oh, and by the way, he's got some sniffles and a little cough. Runny nose. Oh. Well, thanks for telling me now that you're 15 minutes away. And whatever you're going to, you can't miss that. So I can't really tell you no, find someone else at this point. And now one of my kids is nice and sick. Massive hot fever, hot body, coughing, throwing up. Yeah, good stuff. Of course, one of my kids who had their shots, who always seems to get sick first and gets it the worst than everybody else, by the way. Little Ashley, 3-year-old, no shots. Pfft, she'll laugh at this sickness if she even gets it. Back on track, Lindsey Williams, listened to an hour show he was on, and I didn't gain anything really new, to be honest with you. My dad was like, yeah, he's out there a few days ago, it's a new one. So I went and listened to it, but, I mean, he basically said, again, it's just kind of a recap, maybe a little bit more detail. Derivatives. When you start to see the cracks in the derivatives market, you know the end is nigh. He went on to discuss how many trillions of dollars there are in the world of these derivatives, what the outstanding amount is, and they're somewhere between 700 to a quadrillion. 700 trillion to a quadrillion in derivatives. JP Morgan alone has around 71 trillion. Then you have Citigroup, Bank of America, etc., the other big banks that have tens of trillions. You add them up together, they're in 200-something trillion by themselves. He also mentioned the United States debt. You know, that $16 trillion number we owe. And I've already said to you guys that there's no other country on the face of the earth that even comes close. Not even a close second place. It's just not even, you know, miles away. And he basically went on to state that that amount, if we just took that $16 trillion and compared it to the rest of the world combined, what they owe outstanding debt, they still don't come close to being first place. We are still first place. So not only is there not a country that's even a second place, really. I mean, I guess there is, but it's so far down the line, it's almost not even seeable in relation to what ours is. You know, it'd be like 2 trillion up here and, you know, 1 trillion down here. You add up all the rest of the world's debt, the entire world's debt doesn't come to taking out America. America's #1 still. And I've used the example of how are we the greatest nation, the most free nation, the best lifestyle, the best technology, everything, right here in America. Yeah, wave my flag. Where's my flag at? But we're also the greatest debtor nation on the face of the earth, more greater than the entire world combined, minus us, of course, comparing to us. How can that be? What does that tell you automatically? It automatically should tell you it's going to be temporary, because if you're in debt, that means you owe the debt to somebody. You owe payment to somebody. And then when you look at the further picture of it is, well, actually forward or backward, you know, future or past and present, whatever combined, you can go back and say, well, did we ever really work on lowering the debt? No, it's only increased? Okay. Well, how about the future? How's the future looking? Well, current trends, current events form future trends. Nope, doesn't look like we're going to be paying that off anytime soon. But we could default. We could default. So, speaking of default, you're not going to believe, out of all the news sources, Bloomberg, that I emailed myself to do a video on right after this. And that's it for today. I'm going to do it after this video, because it is a separate thing that I need to talk about. perfectly timed as old Mitt Romney I watched this morning. God, it was painful to watch him pick his vice president. All the people waving their flags. Those flags you saw, that's what I was talking about the other day. I want right in here, so when I get on these little speeches, I can wave my American flag. As I talk to you about the future of your country not it being what it ever was. It can't be. Why? Because we had this massive credit card, so to speak, this debt that is now coming time to pay. And the rest of the world we owe it to. And we're going to have to tell them there's only one choice. We got a default on it, guys. Sorry for all you holding our debt. Sorry about that. It's the only choice. And Bloomberg goes on to talk a little bit about that, of all freaking places. So, Lindsey Williams, derivatives market. Key thing to pay attention to. He said you'll know when we're getting closer because you're going to start hearing about currency wars coming out of the mainstream. And we've heard a tiny bit of that. You're going to hear more of it. And then after that, you're going to hear trade wars, he says. So currency wars, we're going to hear about that in the news. Then we're going to start hearing about trade wars. And what was the last thing he said? Or actually, it was something like, and he did this, about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago in the interview. I'm not sure the exact date. Somewhere around a week to 2 weeks. He said he does not believe the collapse, a financial collapse, will take place. It will not take place, in other words, in the next 30 to 60 days. He does not believe so. Now, he did not quote himself or whoever saying, well, my elitist friend specifically told me it won't happen. He just said we should not see the collapse happen in the next 30 to 60 days. These people are holding up the economy as long as they want. They are holding up the market as long as they want. He reiterated 1,000 times, anything in paper is deadly. Get away from it. Any paper asset, get away from it. You are playing with fire. You are a fool if you have any paper assets. Because they will let the market go when they are ready. He said, don't pay attention to Wall Street. It's up today. It's down. It's back up. News it. It's all fake. It's all nonsense. They are propping it. And they will let it be destroyed when they are ready. So if it's not in the next 30 to 60 days, man, that's telling me it's probably going to be after the elections. That's what that's telling me. He did not say that we are definitely going to war in the next 30 to 60 days, but it could happen. Especially if they want Obama re-elected. That's exactly what they'll do. They'll take us to war with Iran or Syria or do something because we can't have a conflict and change out the quarterback mid-game when he's throwing the ball. Okay, switch him out for Romney, who knows nothing about the plays, knows nothing about what we're doing here. It won't happen. That's history. Plain and simple. History shows anytime we're in a conflict, we never change out the president no matter what, no matter how bad we like him or don't like him. So he kind of, I think he touched a little bit about that concept, so to speak, in so many words. But currency wars, trade wars, derivatives implosion, it's going to take out everything. It will take out everything. They're going to come out with their new world order currency, backed by gold and silver, precious metals. They're going to tell everybody, you owe us this debt. We're the ones who have been buying all those bonds and other things that, whether it's treasuries from over here or the buns from Germany or whatever. Because he said in the interview, he's like, who would in their right mind, in this economic climate, this stock market, who in their right mind, looking at what happened to Greece and other countries over there, would dare buy more bonds even right now from Greece and then Spain and these other guys? Who would do that? You're out of your mind. They're doing it. The elite are buying it. So that when they say, hey, time to let it crash, you owe us all this money. We are holding all these bonds. So we say, you owe us, and we'll let you off the hook if you use our currency, which is backed by gold. Ultimately. He didn't say that they'd let us off the hook, but he just said that it would make it seem like we owe them, etc. So even if we default on the debt, right? China's pissed off, the Middle East, OPEC nations pissed off, the elite will pretend to be pissed off. They're going to come out, again, through the IMF, one of these agencies, whatever, use our currency, you owe it to the world, you screwed the world over, and we're not just picking on America, but so did you Greece, so did you Spain, so did everybody. You need to use our currency. We have the gold. That's what I think we're going to ultimately find out, that all the countries that thought they had X amount of gold doesn't have crap compared to what the IMF and or World Bank ends up having when this is all said and done, and they say, let us back the world currency. Look how much precious metals we have. And then everyone should say at that time, how the hell did they get so much precious metals? Where did they get all that money from? I thought we were giving them money to help poor countries get loans and get out of debt and stuff. I thought that's what we were contributing to the IMF and this and that. No, I think they were taking that money, and while they were keeping the prices of gold and silver as low as they possibly could for the last, 10 years, been stockpiling out of control. That's my take on it. So, I mean, that's kind of it. There really wasn't anything spectacular. Like, I was expecting maybe some new information. He did mention that that Liberty oil rig, that is the oil rig that will be feeding our oil to us after they collapse or devalue the dollar, etc., against these, either devalue the dollar or the bonds that we owe these people across the world, and they get pissed off and not want to sell us oil anymore. They had to slow that thing down and kind of put it on a standstill. Why? Because they are behind approximately 6 to 9 months with Syria, Libya, and all that, and we may be getting ready to go into Syria because that timeline, we've got to get on that timeline. We got to make these things happen, because after Syria, we may have one more country or so to go to, then we're going to Saudi Arabia. And I say we because we're doing it. We, the country, our people, our guys at the top are doing it. Therefore, we, America, are doing it. And then the gas prices will skyrocket. Then we'll default on the debt. Then they'll say we have this oil in America. We can supply ourselves. We'll experience $7 and $8 a gallon gas for a little while. Not that long, but we'll experience it. It's going to suck. That's going to be the reason, more than likely. We got to default our debt. This is unsustainable. Just destroyed the economy. Damn those Middle Easterners. Damn Saudi Arabia. How dare you do this to us? But I thought we were all for the rebel movement. What do you mean, how dare they? I thought we were for the rebel movement. Matter of fact, we're giving them money. We're giving the rebels money to overthrow these governments. They're saying it right now in the news, we are. Therefore, when it hit Saudi Arabia, we caused the rebels to go there and cause the problems in Saudi Arabia, which caused our gas prices to spike. And then you're going to hear our guys yelling at them, the damn Middle East, it's out of our hands. We didn't, it is what it is. But that's what killed the American economy. It wasn't us bankers, wasn't the Federal Reserve. It was the Middle East crisis that just took place. Brought oil, gas prices to $150 to $200+ a barrel, $6, $7, $8 a gallon in America. That's unsustainable. It just destroyed our economy. We thought we were in a recovery. We just about had it, and damn it, this just happened out of nowhere. It was unforeseen. It was unexpectedly, blah, 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 happened today in the Middle East. Your 401k, therefore, unexpectedly dived. Your stock market retirement, unexpectedly, it's the Middle East that did it. That's how they're going to probably try to skate out of this, these elitists. So it's crucial that we don't let this thing happen in Syria. But you and I can't do, crap about it. So hopefully Russia and China will really start strong-arming us and say, look, we've already vetoed it through the UN. The same UN you guys created. Now that we have veto power, you don't get your way. All of a sudden America doesn't want to play anymore. Well, we may just have to go around the UN if we can't let these people suffer in Syria. Women and children, 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 dead, hurt, bleeding, blah, 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 women and children. We're going to have to do it ourselves. Why haven't we spent any time in Africa, if you want to talk about women and children being taken advantage of and killed and maimed, forced to fight in the armies and stuff over there? Young children or their family will die. Okay, well, in that case, I'll go fight. Or they will slaughter them right in front of you. That's how they roll over there in a lot of these African countries. So, why aren't we there? What? Women and children. What? Because we don't have an agenda there yet. Wherever we have an agenda, then we use the old women and children card and suffering and humanitarian reasons. But Syria and Russia said, no, we see through your crap. We're not allowing it. So then Warmonger McCain's the first one to come out. We may have to sidestep the UN. So then Russia comes back and says, hey, wait a minute. I thought we were all in agreement. This is an international body. We all discuss things on an international level and come to an agreement for the better of the international community. And now you're saying, I don't want to, because you're not doing what you want to do, we won't let you. Through the international community, agreeing, or in this case, disagreeing, you're going to go around us. What does that say about the United States and what they feel about the United Nations that they basically created? How's that working out for you? pretty big double standard there, isn't it? Everything's fine until we don't get our way. Sounds like a little brat, doesn't it? Does that sound like the country you were taught about in school? A brat? An indebted brat? Biggest debtor nation on the face of the earth? Biggest credit card payment, so to speak, that can't be paid? We just keep piling it on? So, that's it for now. I mean, I don't have anything else to add about the Lindsey Williams. That's really it. I'm going to do this other video real quick.